I Can Treat You Better by Shawn Mendes. Love that song. I love that song. I'm always singing it. I like to sing and dance outside so that it doesn't seem as if I'm as loud as I am. Any person that's got their headphones on and it can go as loud as it can go, it doesn't feel that concert like if you're indoors and screaming where people can actually hear you and it reverberates through the walls. So we wanted to finish off our conversation this morning. We wanted to talk about, my name is Celeste. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. We had some notes on the godliness of towers, right? Because you think sometimes in your ascension path work, you have to have towers. Sometimes towers are big and sometimes towers are small. Hello, sweetheart. Thank you for joining. I was going to send you an email, but I was just too tired. We're going to do a, I'm going to actually read my notes. I'm actually going to read them. My teams, I have the best teams in the world. I have new teams. I have new guides and stuff, and we're getting used to each other. She says with great confidence. I said, where's my guy? Where's my guy? Like, what the hell? What are you doing? Don't take him away from me. And have to calm me down for a second. I said, we're not taking anybody's. Joanna, calm down. Celeste, calm down. Nobody's going anywhere. I'm going to get them back here right now. They're the only ones that know how to work with me. Trainer, he's so, my head guide, he's such an amazing guy. I tell him as often as I can, I love him. And he loves to say that he loves me so that I know that he's there. He says, I love you, Joanna, Celeste. They're having trouble getting into the hang of my new name, so they go Joanna Celeste. They said, we've been calling you Joanna for 50 some odd years, and then plus all the other timelines that we knew you as Joanna. So we have a great working relationship. All my transgressions, they know when I'm transgressing, when I'm going into a new cycle of ascension, right? So I go through my transgressions. Going up in this new ascension, right? Because every new ascension cycle, you have new devils, new levels, bullshit, right? And you go through that whole back and forth. Okay, email me tomorrow. Are you gonna go to bed or are you gonna stay? You can just close your eyes and fall asleep. I'll make it as calm as possible. We're gonna be going through the godliness of towers. The towers are very, very, you don't have to let the towers get to the point where your whole house is falling down and you've lost everybody in your family. You don't have to do that. If your towers are that dramatic, it means that you haven't listened and heeded to the many cues and synchronicities and to the earth angels that have actually come before you and said, stop doing what you're doing. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. And you can just like lay in your bed and just have this on really low. We're only going to be talking about this. We're not going to be talking about any of the past stuff. And so in every ascension cycle, you're given new opportunities to, practice what you learned in the past cycle. You're practicing your entrainment, your higher vibrational entrainment. You're reconstituting, you're re-entraining that, okay, what can I let go of physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, all of those things that help you refine who you are. So it's a constant refining, constant churning, constant refining, constant churning. And so your cycles are so paramount. And then you get to look back and reflect and, do some objective reflections and some compassionate reflections, because you always want to give yourself that celebration too for what you've done. Because again, a lot of people can choose not to ever look at their shadow and not to ever look at their belief system. So it's profound that you're doing this just as it is, let alone, following a path or a plan that makes sense to, your cells and your spirit and your body, becoming more harmonized in alignment. But you want to have a set of practices and a set of guidelines or protocols for you so that you're maintaining your highest level of integrity and morals, especially for people like myself that have always been very tuned in and very engaged in, life, have been very engaged with life. And if you know that you have those intensities where you do want to make a difference and you do want to have some aspect of your integrity within the collective story of ascension, which is profound because it's never going to happen again. So those of you that are teachers, healers, and leaders, it's a profound time to have your legacy be built and sung within this beautiful song of ascension, moving from a 3D to a 5D. And there's many beings and many species and infinite planets across the multiverse that are watching us right now to see how we're moving through this profound, unfolding that's never been done before. And we don't have a playbook. So this is really, it's really pivotal that there's people like myself and other channelers that come on to really build and uplift humanity and to give hope and promise of how profound this ride is. It is once in a lifetime. It is once in a soul's lifetime. Your soul doesn't always get opportunities to ascend. 3 to 5, that's a big jump in your dimensions. And to do it within the amount of collective energies that we have on the planet that are also sewing up and, making right and harmonizing the galactic wars, what has been done in the galactic home front, if you will. And please protect our throat chakras and please protect our space so I can channel with ease. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They're just doing some clearing of the space. Esiana makai dedication and a kata de kama a siana makata dedication and a kata de kama a. Si ina ya makai ete shina makata de kama a education maka education makata dedication makata de ka. Maiki te makai te ke mama a education shi ana ema a education maka. So they're just saying that with these new ascension cycles, we're going to notice more of the polarities. As we get more refined in our energies, we're going to see more and more within our collective, as we've been talking about the dissonance. So as there's a more refined light, you're going to see all of that which is in dissonance of it. And so that's, again, it's not any light worker that's doing it to anybody. They're just not understanding how light shows the darkness. And they don't care to understand quantum law. They don't care to understand laws of cause and effect. They've always been criminal. They've always been corrupt. They've always been feeding their demons and not being accountable, and sociopathic narcissists and all of those experiences that they've been choosing themselves to be. They've chosen it. There are laws that are proving why they're acting and behaving as they are. And of course, all of my videos have been stating this is what's going to happen. And these are predictions, which is exactly unfolding right now. But we're going to see as we go along, there's going to be more and more of that recognition of dissonance. So that's when there's going to be those pulling out of the lowest vibrations, because they cannot keep the bare minimum of that median. There has to be a median for the collective to move forward, and they're all, ascension will always just keep moving. The whole vibrational experience within our universe is based on vibration. So everybody will be exactly where they need to be. The more that you fight it, the more that you resist it, will create greater towers, greater destruction in your towers, and it will create more dissonance. So it is, again, natural order is the best way. When you control, when you force, when you dominate, when you do all of the things that are being done right now, because they know that there is a closing of the door, is already closed, and they're not accepting the fact that they don't have my light or my energy to suck from and to harvest from, and they won't have access to any monies. And so now they're just trying to sort out whatever crime that they can pin on me and fabricate on me and blame on me so that they can get me out of the way and continue stealing from me. And so I don't understand how they think that they can just arbitrarily ruin somebody's life and go and swarm an independent person, rip their life apart physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and with false fabrication, false accusations. The city of Calgary, all of the people that are in Calgary, the officials, the city officials, these people that are doing this, they are like, they are enforcing the destruction of humanity, these people. They choose who they're going to swarm, they choose who they're going to rip apart, and they don't care either way if they're within the guidelines of law or not, because they're not, obviously, because they practice everything in the dark. So they're at the point now where that they know that their money is leaving and they're not going to have anybody's light to access. And they know that they're hitting karma every time they try something, because that's what they've been told. They're not going to be allowed to go any further with this. And they're going to be just showing themselves for the criminals that they are. And so this is where I've said, again, those that are in those cults and covens, your highest option would be to go to the authorities and bring your highest truth. And then make a copy for you, because not all the people in the authorities are benevolent, but at least you've done your part in bringing truth to the situation. Because these people that are running the covens, that are the head of the covens, that are the coven, whatever their names are, and that what they call themselves to be all special and powerful, there is no way out for them. It is against, you can't just arbitrarily go and press charges on somebody that's an innocent bystander, that is your victim, that you've been victimizing for decades, that you've been stealing from for decades, that you've been defaming for decades, that you've been falsely accusing for decades. And the person is nothing but just a beautiful healer that lives and devotes herself to lifting humanity up for the corruptions and the blatant covert abuses that occur every day. You can't just arbitrarily just throw false accusations and force your way to take a power of attorney because you know God's going to bless me with the money that should have been in my hands years and years and years ago. So Interpol investigations, Calgary Police, there is a strong warning. If any of these people do anything further to press and make my life any more hell than what they have already done, if these people continue doing what they are doing, everybody involved will be held accountable for all of the destructions. They will be held accountable. The police will be held accountable for every day that these people are not arrested. It is not okay that these cowboy bullies get to run around and falsely accuse and falsely make up and falsely document and falsely do POAs and conservatory, whatever their schemes and their scams are. It is not okay that this occurs. It is not okay that they enforce and they actually seek, and they will do everything they can to find one little glitch in somebody's life where they can blame it and send them into jail so that they can take over their life. This is obscene and absurd beyond all measure. This is like the biggest human rights corruption in all of history. And this has been my life for 50 years. It's not okay. Canadian and US governments, whoever are inciting these people to go above and beyond and ignore all laws, even though the laws have already been ignored, but to then go above and beyond the hunting games and even go overkill into steroid land of Hunger Games. It's absolutely incredibly insane, and how anybody of the collective will have a revolt. The collective will revolt against a situation like this, where they have been told and shown the predictions, and they've been told and shown the outcome, and they're even going even farther to do whatever it takes to take me out. Or to have me in jail so that they can have my money and take my money and use my money and spend my money and be my money. It's insane. So we're at a point now, which I said a couple of weeks ago, the politicians and whoever's been a part of these agendas of making these cults and the people that have now been weaponized, they have made little monsters, and they know they have, and this is what they look like. You have people that are, and they're still working in the community, they still have their community jobs, and they still have their community masks that they wear. They will do whatever they want to get what they want and to get away with their karma. Even if that means going 20 times as hard on the innocent people and their victims that have barely survived out of their abuses. And so we say to you one more time, anybody that is committing those crimes, your karma's coming immediately. You're never going to get out and you're never going to walk away. It's never going to be an oops, I did it again. You will be charged. The gavel hath fallen. There is guilty verdicts and there will be arrests made. That is your judgment, and you will sit in it. And you're going to have to heal your misogyny that thinks you're so overpowerful that you're going to do whatever you can to dominate me and to take my money because you think it's your way. And the reason why that I said this, Interpol, they're getting so hungry like this, which is what I predicted, is because they haven't managed to kill me, and because they have not managed to sacrifice me and take me out and poison me and do whatever they wanted to do with me and make it look like I was the crazy one. When you go look at all of the other channelers, I'm exactly in alignment with all the other channelers. So how is it that my channel and how I work with spirit and how I present spirit, how am I discriminated against? You go to Daniel's webpage and watch him channel. Go to Lee Carroll, watch him channel. Go to Michaela Sheldon, watch her channel. Go to Wendy Kennedy, watch her channel. Go watch all of these channels. I am a channeler, as of these are people that have been channeling for 10 and 15 and 25, 30 years. I am the same as these. So why is that YouTube, again this morning, over 350 of my views were pilfered out? Where did they go? And then they slowly get put on. Why is that? Still the discrimination, still the suppression of my channel, still the suppression of my life and my work. We still have 20 and 30 people signing on here and there, and then they sign off, 20 people here. It's like a game. My life is being led like a Hunger Game for the most crass, most deplorable, most demented and degraded beings that have obviously mental illnesses and mental instabilities, and they are being told and directed to take me out. And I'm talking to the highest people of the righteousness of justice on North American continents. If this is not looked after and if there is not arrest made immediately, and if this continues to get any worse, if there is anything that unfolds after this and there is any destructions of life on this, there will be accountability and there will be nothing stopping God from the wrath of God to make sure that every corner of this world knows about this world case and all the names will be known. The names will be known, the deeds will be known. What has gone on is not okay, and it's been the most unjust, it's been the most cruel and unusual, enslavement, disgusting. People that think that they've been trafficking and selling RICO crimes, and they've been doing this for so long, and the Masons have been getting away with doing whatever they've been doing for so long. Satanics have been doing whatever they've been doing and sacrificing people left, right, and center. They've been building these false clout pyramid systems of crime. There's syndications of crime rings. Now it's all coming down and people are seeing that no, they're actually universal laws. Look up the law of cause and effect, look up the law of balance. If you skew the balance out of a universal experience and you skew it for a planet that's going through ascension, your little syndication of crime, it doesn't mean shit. Because the universe is going to have its way and you're going to be brought back into balance. Whether it means bringing you down, it's going to be brought down. Because you're not following laws, you're being a criminal and you're hurting people. And so where does any law say that you get to do that? Where does any law say that you get to be an Epstein mad-ass scientist, where you get to pull in your little minions and you get to demonize humans of the vulnerable, of the mentally incapable, and you start demonizing and weaponizing these people to ruin their lives and ruin everybody around them. And then you get them to swarm the ones that do have money, that do have ideas, that do have light, and you get to take them over no matter what. And these people that do have light, that have managed to survive, they don't have a right in any way from what you're coming forward with, your steroids hunter games. They don't have any right in hell to even come up and say, who the fuck are you? No, I'm going to live the way I want to live. You're not going to touch my life. I don't even know you. Who the hell are you? You're acting like a wolf that wants to eat some meat. These people are insane. It needs to stop. This is nothing but a hunting game, and it's blatant on every level. It's blatant. If you do a financial audit on every one of these people, the head witch and the head warlock, do a financial audit on these people and find out where the money's going. There's laundering involved, there's RICO crimes involved, there's trafficking involved, there's exploitation involved, there's black web videos involved. There are so many crimes that these people do and it's not okay. I'm merely calling it out. I'm going to keep calling it out. I will not stand down. And your misogyny will have to be your problem that you will face. Because any government and any policing in any city that allows this to go on and that allows the blatant, overbearing, overkill of the Hunger Games go on against innocent people where they have barely survived to begin with and they're homeless and they don't have any money. Are you kidding me? And these people think they have the authority to continue to make her life hell? Because I refuse to bow to your satanic bullshit? I'm still going to be who I'm going to be. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. I get to be exactly who I'm going to be. I'm going to keep speaking who I'm going to be, and you're going to have to get used to it. I have my rights to be here, and if it bothers you so much, stay off my platform. The human rights must be adhered to. Every leader, every person with a badge, every person that has taken an oath to uphold protection and service and aid to the people. When you know that something egregious and horrible and cruel is going on and you do nothing but turn a blind eye, your karma is coming tenfold, and I'm calling judgment right now to every city official. I'm calling judgment to every city politician that knows what's going on and turning a blind eye and hoping it's going to work out in the wash. It ain't going to work out in the wash. You've chosen to be leaders for your people. You're not leading them. You're throwing them to the wolves. It's exactly what's going on. And these people are abusing every law that is out there. They're abusing their power in every way, and all of you know. There are 50 to 135 people that have taken money, that have taken bribes, that have signed pieces of paper, that have made false documents and false accusations for somebody that just sits in devotion and prays and moves about her blogging and her content for human rights. That's it. That's all I do. I connect with Gaia, I connect with God, and that's what I do. And there's constantly warfare, there's constantly spiritual warfare being thrown at my chakras right now. There's constantly attacks on my body and my system because I'm calling out the crimes, and these people don't care. They don't care that they're going extinct. They don't care that they're putting karma on their kids. They don't care about all the things that I've said for years now. They don't care. And I'm telling the city officials, and I'm telling the US government, I'm telling the Canadian governments, you have created these people. You've had these people go through your programs, MK Ultra, Project Stargate, and you've had me play their little piece of meat on your little game board. I've been used by everybody, and I'm calling judgment on everybody. You're not going to use me anymore. You're not going to use your little minions to come and attack me every day, and you're not going to keep this game going. The game is over. I was never in playing it. I was never playing your game. There has to be resolve, and it will be resolved. And the elites and the officials will absolutely be accountable for the unfolding. It's either going to be a positive unfolding or it's not. And I will make sure, and God will make sure, that every injustice done from here on out will be notified by the entire globe tenfold. Whether I take it to the news, whether I take it to outside sources, which I never wanted to do. I never had any intention of talking to the news, but at this point I will. Because I'm tired of being attacked. Nothing is done with these people, and you know that they've done many, many crimes. All of you know it. All of you have had papers signed. All of you have had bribes signed. All of you have had money trade back and forth. There has been 50 to 135 people involved. Where is the due process on the monies that these people were using, that were mine, that should have always been mine? And yet I'm even attacked even further. I haven't even received the money yet. And when I receive the money, it's going to be even more of an overkill. So where's my protection? Where's my protection, city officials? The ones that have made these people and allowed these people to run your streets. You have made these monsters. What are you going to do about them? Where they don't care about the laws, they don't care about what they've done, they don't care about the harm and damages they've done to people, they don't care that they've made people go into loss and suffering and pain and damage and homelessness. They don't care. The only reason why I'm here is because of God. They don't care that I would have been taken out a long time ago, and the human collective would have not had light wisdom teachings, which is going to be the only thing that will get them through ascension. So again, the ignorance on the planet to allow such things to occur for as long as it has. And you're walking your people off the cliff if you do not have light wisdoms for this ascension path. Ascension will not stop. Church and state has no idea what's going on. How is church and state going to lead the people through ascension? They don't know. And so when are you going to get your light workers on board and working with your light workers and collaborating in the highest levels of unity and oneness and building something and creating bridges for the people and for humanity at large? When is the higher vibrational intelligence going to come out? You've all had your time studying me. You've all had your time following me. And I've been patient, and I've been very polite. I've offered infinite number of times, go back to my videos and do your research. I have done everything in my legal reach. I've offered myself to service in every level. I don't get paid for what I do. I offer this unconditionally for humanity because they need to be shown what to do and how to do it. And yet at every step of the way, I am stalked and I am sabotaged and I am taken from and I am raped. Be it vibrationally, be it financially, be it information withheld from me, be it hidden from me. And everybody's playing their game behind the scenes because everybody's made money off of me and I'm still sitting homeless. And these people are getting more and more deadly and more dangerous and more egregious. And they don't care about your rules because some of them are trading monies back and forth and some of them are even trying to fix and prefix what's going to go on in the courts because they have a few judges in hand that they have a favor to pay. This is how corrupt and this is how unjust this entire experience has been. And everybody's name will be known on the globe. And these will be stories known throughout all history. And you have to decide what part of this story are you going to be. Because I'll tell you this right now. The outcome has already been, God and I will already win. And there will be guilty verdicts. The spiritual courts have spoken. The verdicts have already been written. You going to change your story and write something new so that you can be proud of your legacy and make it right? Or are you going to keep doing what you're doing and it's going to be overkill and overdrive? And this is what your children will know of you. And you must be so proud. Because the hate is so much more powerful in you than sitting down and doing what's right. So that's going to be what you'll go down with in history. And again, the city officials and the policing, this has been your unfolding. It's not okay that this is an everyday occurrence for me. And all I've been asking for is the bare minimum. Bare minimum. That's all I've been asking for is bare minimum. I want my rights observed. I want my universal travel documents going back and forth, dual citizenship, because I was messed up on my birthplace and my birth time and who were my birth parents. And the stories have not come forward and they have not come absolutely honored. That's my universal birthright to know where I am and who I am and where I was born and who the parents are. That's my birthright. It's my universal birthright. You had all your ducks in a row and you had all your testing done and you were given everything that you were given without permission, without signatures. You lied and you manipulated a little tiny child to be a part of your testing program. And this was decided before I was born. And God was a part of it. And there was a lot of things that Celestials had to clean up because you're not that elegant with the DNA splicing. So there was a lot of mistakes that were made. But thank God my Celestials love me. And thank God this was a part of my journey and God made sure that it was all made right. But so far it's been that nobody cares about what the laws are anymore. Nobody cares. Everybody's doing whatever they're doing. They got their own private agendas. They don't give a crap about the laws that they say and take an oath on and get paid for to uphold. And to uphold for the city, to uphold for the people. There's no connection whatsoever between the officials, their people, Gaia, and the heavens. There's no connection whatsoever. They don't care. There is zero connection, zero integrity, zero morals, and everybody's getting paid, and the innocent and the light workers and the star seeds, we're getting left out to dry. And everybody else that's under their thumb, they're going to get walked off the cliff. This is the level of arrogance and disconnection that they have for the care of humanity and the care of humanity's future. However they choose to run humanity, it will go into extinction if there is no light wisdoms. And that's just, I've said it as many times as I can, as point blank as I can. You will never move into 5D without light wisdoms. Church and state will not show it to you because church and state is not intelligent. They're still working from control. They're still working from controlling information. They're still working from fear and dominance. They're still working from private agendas. They don't care. They're not intelligent. And why the only way that Celestials will communicate is through people like myself, because they're not to be trusted. The governments have not proven or shown, the governments have not done or shown or proven that they can be entrusted as an equal bystander, as an equal like divine feminine, divine masculine bystander where we're creating on equal levels. Because all you've seemed to care about is getting the advanced information and the advanced DNA so that you can weaponize them. And that's what happens with these cults in Calgary. They've been weaponized. They weren't strong enough in their mental capabilities to absolutely stand in their own power because they don't know who they are. So when they were put through the ropes, they weren't strong enough. So they just kept brainwashing those that were vulnerable to keep joining their little cult. So they get people in and they get people doing what they're doing by, as I said earlier, by poisoning and brainwashing. So then again, you must be real. So that's your measure of importance. That's your measure of clout. That's your measure of power, manipulation, and spell work. That's not power. It's not power. It's false. That's not spiritual power at all. And why you'll be taken out. You'll be taken out and you'll be pulled out and plucked out. False sense of power. You don't know what you're doing. You're misguiding people and it's wrong information. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong information. The city officials know and the politicians know. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm not going to talk about it. My time is important and my energy is important. And every day that goes on is every day that your karma is going to be continually on top of each other and on top of each other and on top of each other. I've asked for the bare minimum. I want my documents. That's just a normal birthright. That's just a consideration of being human. I survived your BS games. I've survived everything that you've thrown at me. I've survived the most disgusting, grotesque, covert abuse, where all of you turn your backs and say, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. And you blame and you scapegoat the most vulnerable people and the most mentally imbalanced. And then the people that do survive, you then get as many people as you can to have the same false stories and the same false narratives, and you go into courts and you lie to the courts. You bear false witness and you bear perjury. And all of these people have signatures upon signatures that have allowed them to do so, and they've done so on their own behalf, and they are criminals as criminals can be. To blame one victim that has survived such horrible fucking abuse, and all of these people bearing false witness, and all these people signing the false witness, which are no false witness, because I don't even live anywhere near these people, and none of these people even know me on a daily basis, on a minute-for-minute basis. They've never met me. And how are any of these people ever going to ever tangibly say that I'm on any level crazy? Whereas if you were to have these people tested and have an assessment, every single one of these people would be mentally degraded and even in early dementia. And I will wrap circles around each and every one of you in criminal court. I'm a genius, and I will always be a genius because I survived your abuse. Nobody will touch me. I will get what I'm owed. I will get what I'm ready to receive. Everybody in creation will assure, and I will have legions upon legions upon legions that will stop you at every step you take. And they will stop you and they will put you back 10 steps. And the more that you do that, the more towers are going to come down on you. There's no mercy anymore. I will receive what I'm due. I'm going to receive the new tribe that I'm due, and I'm going to create what I'm going to create. And you just sit back and watch. You've all been fearful about what I'm able to create. I am here on behalf of God. Because enough corruption, you've had your time to play in the trafficking realms and ruin enough lives. You shouldn't even be here. How horribly the innocent have been treated. And none of you will ever earn another body in another lifetime based on what has been done in this lifetime. And you've refused to make an ounce of anything right. You don't care about the traffic. You don't care about the children being lured into such trafficking. You don't care about the RICO. You don't care about the false marriages that were never, ever approved. And why they're so hungry for a resolve right now to take me out. Because there's 1 or 2 covens that are owed some money because I just refuse to die. And then you have the balls and the audacity and the ignorance and the stupidity to go in and do any more false claims about my intelligence. If I've survived 1,700 rituals of death, of darkness, of covert stupidity, thrown around between 135 people and the infinite systems of power on our planet, and I've come forward speaking about it every day, speaking about what I see, what I hear, what I've shown, what I'm told by Source Creator, the God, that will give you your next breath, that will allow you to come out of an illness or a disease, that will allow your children to be karma-free or not, or have a next body in your next incarnation or not. All life, the Creator. And you've treated me with such disgust and stupidity. Because all you care about is the money that I might get one day that I haven't even received a penny of. Do you see the audacity and the stupidity of it all? And the people with actually something to say that will help people heal, that will create healing centers, that will create higher paradigms of learning and healing and self-entrainment of higher creativity and the highest creative experiences on this planet of the galaxy, we will be known throughout the galaxy of absolutely improving and enhancing humanity and what we have done in such detriment. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to bring humanity into the highest creative timelines ever known. The highest diversity ever known. To bring forth unity and oneness ever known. And we've done this without a guidebook. We've done this without a manual. We've done this without anybody telling us what to do and how to do it. Because church and state ain't doing it. And that's something to be proud of that has never been done before and will never ever be done again. We are the guidebook for the next planet that's going to go through ascension. It has never been done before. And I'm going to lead the way. And ain't nobody going to make me sit down. The hand of God is wrapped around my body and my vessel and my fields. Anybody thinking that they're going to throw magic at me, you're going to get it back 10 times. And you're going to wonder when you wake up the next morning, you won't forget your name. You won't remember your name. It's got to this. Because the people are so ignorant, they're still doing spell work on me. Because they just refuse to stop. I feel everything. I see and I'm shown and I'm told. God hath told you a long time ago, stop. Leave thy daughter alone. She is here on behalf of the multiverse and the greater good of all. She is here to incite codes of love and unity. She is here to bring higher guidance and higher illumination for all those choosing to move forward in ascension, for all those choosing to move forward in higher harmony and unity, and create better healing systems and better systems of creativity and expression for all, so that all will not walk forward in the wounding that is obvious now unfolding, of those that think they're leaders, but they're really not. It's 98% of unhealed, wounded men that have gathered other people that are wounded. Elite money and elite programs of agendas that are nothing but tortures and hunger and hunting games. And this is funny to them. And they exploit it and make more money. And then there's false accusations of craziness and insanity and stewardship or conservatorship that was done to people like Britney Spears, who get taken advantage of, who get rolled over in court because they just don't have a voice strong enough to speak for themselves. And because they have been mentally vulnerable, but not me, not this time. You might have screwed over a few other people, and you might have taken a lot of people out. And your systematic abuse and your slow dagger approach has worked on a lot of people, and you've taken a lot of bodies, and all of you got a lot of bodies under your little names, and that's how you think you're ranked, is by taking the people out and putting those little check marks beside the bodies you've taken. I'm telling you right now, dear lighted ones, if that's what you think your measure is, you will never return to another body, and I pray for the children that you're dumping your karma on, and you will sit in the sludge of hell for the rest of your eternal lives. And I feel sad for any person that says that's how you measure your importance and your clout. That's where humanity has begun. Instead of divine masculines lifting life, lifting divine feminine, and protecting life, this is what they do. It is the most vile. And their affiliate businesses are the head companies for the black web exploitation and sex trafficking and child sex predator videos. Do financial audits on all these companies and see where the money goes. It's not rocket science to do financial audits on every piece of company and every video that's being streamed on the black web. And why these cults and covens are having little wars right now. Who's going to get her? Who's going to get her? Who's going to get her? Because it's their fault they made bets and bids on my name. And that's why do you think God had everything unfold the way it did? Because everybody is showing themselves to the world. You were making bets illegally. You were making bets on thine daughter when you were told thine daughter was off limits. So now each of you are sitting with money out of your pocket. Now where are you going to get it? You're going to go and attack her again because you want more of her money when you've already abused her 8 billion times? You got to be kidding me. That's your plan? That's your scheme and plot? You're going to go around the same slow dagger idiocy? You didn't abuse her enough. You didn't take from her enough. You didn't defame her enough. You didn't exploit her enough. You didn't waste more of her life. You didn't do enough damage to her. You got to go back and do some more. Are you kidding me? The egregiousness of the abusiveness, it makes you want to throw up. Divine masculines of this planet, look what you have done. And divine feminines, stand up and speak. The abuse on this planet is vile, and the corruption is putrid. I've been spoon-feeding everyone back and forth. Any piece of paper that has my name on it with a signature is not my signature or name, with exception of the divorce. Anybody stupid enough with the audacity to claim any level of non-intelligence or insanity or unjust experience of me, myself, when you have never ever met me, you've never had coffee with me, you've never seen me operate in a normal day, you've never done anything that has been of legal knowing of just being a pure human, to sit by me for 10 minutes. None of these people know me, none of these people have met me, none of these people have talked with me with the exception of my ex, who's very angry right now because I refuse to go back and I refuse to pick up the pieces of his mess that he chose and he was told 6 years ago to stop. I have emails to prove it. I have emails that say, go get assessed. I have emails to say, this is what's going to happen if you continue with the black magic. And it went on and on and on and on, and every day for years and 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 years while I sat homeless. And who helped me? 2 of my clients. And again, they will be protected. These are truths. You keep stalking me, and you keep hacking me, and you keep spying, and you keep forcing your way to find a glitch so that you can do everything that you can to put a charge on me. These acts are egregious as fuck. When you have pedophiles that are walking around right now trying to find children, and you're doing everything you can, and you're paying people to do everything that they can to find some sort of way to put me behind bars. And then what? Extinction. You get the criminals to walk around crazy for a little while. They'll become more and more monsters, and they'll become more and more weaponized, and there will be no child that will make it out of trafficking. And then what? And you call yourself leaders. Is there anybody on this planet that is on the right side of justice? Is there any judge on the right side of justice? How many judges in Calgary have taken money to throw court cases? How many police have taken money and been involved in turning a blind eye to justice? And these people will pretend that they're all righteous and upright and that they're involved with churches. And they hate my guts because I don't speak the same God they do. So whose fault is that? How about they heal their hate? Because I'm still going to be who I'm going to be. I'm going to get up every morning being who I'm going to be. I'm going to talk how I'm going to talk. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. I will be the first divine feminine, and God will take me to places where nothing's ever done like this before. And I'm going to stand in those boots. I'm going to stand in those boots. I'm going to look gorgeous because I'm a goddess, and I'm going to do it my way. I'm not going to be conformed. I'm not going to be put in your little checklist. I'm not going to be put in your checkbox. I'm going to be exactly how God made me. And I'm going to stand proud. I'm a starseed. I'm going to do my light language. I'm going to do my tones. I'm going to bring exactly everything I'm going to bring from all the dimensions, from all the timelines, from everything that I am as a codon. And everything that I am as my double helix. I'm going to bring it. There's nothing nobody can do to stop me. You can try your technological warfare, and I keep asking you and all the egregious things that you do. A, your soul's never going to go anywhere but hell. You're going to put all this karma on your children, and you say that you care about them. And 3, and then what? You're going extinct. So again, anything that you do, I'm going to keep saying, and I'm going to keep showing to you, you're going nowhere but hell. Are you sure about that? And this is your highest intelligence. Or you could heal. That's where we're at, humanity. The Father says, we are moving forward with ascension. There will be protocols brought forward through the channels, like thy daughter, and others that are aligned with unfolding of ascension in preparation of first contact and moving into new galactic space. There are many beings and species throughout the multiverse that in your higher elevated times through the ethereals and your dream times, you are already working with your celestial families and preparing yourselves for further first contact and further higher intelligent communications and co-creations and unions. And there will be the shifting outs of those that refuse to be a part of unity, consciousness, and oneness. These are the stewards of your planet, dear lighted ones, like it or not. And this is the commander of Ashtar Command. And we have offered them to you in the most politeness of all ways that we could, and they have been brought forward in the communications of the Father's plan. And you've treated them like utter dirt, and we're very sad for that. Because when things could have been built on divine oneness and unity and harmony and building bridges of partnership and ambassadorialship, where you're actually creating goodness in your world and you're creating triumph in your world and celebrating the fact that you have a galactic family that wants to know you and uplift you and help you and assist you in your healing practices and assist you in your healing explorations and go places that no other humans have gone before in these times. But you've done nothing but play selfish games of power over others and greed. You've done great detriment to your planet. And those with agendas of their own private games and allegiance of who's going to have power over who and the power of information and the power to contain and control information. You will not be a part of this ride. We have had just about enough of the monopoly game that you have played with the lives of the innocent, and you will be dealt with. And each of you will get your karma equal to every deed that you have done and every law that you have broken and every inciting of danger that you have placed on the innocent people that have been brought here for the multiverse uplifting. These people play a grander part than your little trafficking agendas. You've had no care about the people at all. And you say that you are in a position of the people. I don't think you are. I think you've moved your way into a position of false elitism because you're such a wounded person on the inside of your soul and you don't know who you are and you're so very wounded. And the only thing that can fill you to make you even feel as if you're half a person and half a being is the filling of your money. And some of you with your sexual depravity. These beings have come to you, dear lighted ones. The scope of their lighthood and their capabilities of their offering, you haven't even been able to appreciate and value. Most of you don't. Most of you only listen to get what you can, to understand the hidden messages behind the language and behind the speech, because all you care about is getting what you're going to get to attack or to do or to defame or to degrade. Because you're still in your fight or flight, winning over all. And these will be the ones moved out quickly. Because they're the ones that are only there to get what they can and get out to get what they can for themselves. They don't care about anything in between. But these beings are before you with the highest levels of intelligence that will never be here again, ever. And again, you have done nothing but treat them with such degradation that we will never offer you such beings ever again. We will never offer you masters. And then what? You see, everything that unfolds is a test, dear lighted ones. It's a test for you to determine for yourselves. What part of creation will you play? Will you stay in your little boxes and say, this is all you're going to do and you're happy with that? Then fine. You'll be loved anyways, and you'll only sit in that certain vibration, and that's all you will ever do because that's all you've ever earned. It's a pivotal point in all of history through which your soul can move on to eternal life or not. Get out of the box of church and state and know God and know source creator and know who you are and know your celestial families and bring a bit of unity and oneness to humanity and grow humanity in a kinder, more benevolent way where everybody wins and everybody is held with love and grace and harmony and balance. And these will be the new leaders. They will not be leaders that are running private trafficking agendas and private crime syndicates and, I don't know, mad scientists that want to test the hell out of starseeds because they're just obsessed and they're not healed at all. And they're running deplorable, degrading programs. And these beings were gifted to you so that you could learn and uplift yourselves. And it's been nothing but a hunger game. And we watch it with great awe of sadness. That the people that call themselves leaders and wear suits and badges and have fancy names and titles, as if you say that you have leadership clout on your planet. And we're saying it's probably the lowest vibration of leadership we've ever seen. Because you don't care about the people. You don't care about building bridges with the highest level of intelligence in your galaxy. And the galactic federations can leave, which would leave Earth open to whatever being and entity wants from it. Galactic federations have done much good for humanity because it's in the Father's plan and we are in the compass of the Father. But there are many egregious programs that have everything to do with greed and resources because you're still stuck in the lowest vibrations of fight or flight and wounding. And you're the only person that can bring you out of that and activate your heart space for unity consciousness. There is no other way through. And the galactic federations and the heavens and the Holy Mother and the Holy Father, there will never be another being before you as this one sitting before you now. For the codes and the energies that she offers and many others before her have offered, and there has been nothing but death and vile, vile attacking. Because your beliefs are in retardation. and separation. And we ask you one more time, from the federations of all that is unity and oneness and the highest levels of light participation in the galaxy, we look forward to working with you in all of our advancement in the Divine Father's plan of love and light for all creation, and the species that choose to be a part of light consciousness will get their birthright to be a part of light consciousness, and why there is the hybrid program. Because those beings and species that say, Father and Mother and all creation, may I be a part of this eternal life process, and I will do whatever I can, and I will make it right, and I will bring whatever my gifts can come forward to be a part of life. I want to be a part of life, Mother, Father. And God will give these species their Christ consciousness. These unfolding agendas of the Fathers are the highest importance for life across all galaxies. And why most of you didn't take time to understand, you didn't take time or care to know, you just didn't care. All you cared about was inciting pain and suffering on me, without any answers, without any resolve, without any giving to me what was due a long time ago. And you should be ashamed. Those in your titles and those in your positions, you should be ashamed to treat someone as this ranking of the galaxy that will never be brought forward ever again on your planet. And if you truly knew the detriment of not having beings like this on your planet, there would have been trafficking take over the entire planet a long time ago, and you would have already been extinct. And that's your plan. Oh, leaders of all countries and your nuclear warheads and your little gun wars back and forth and your drug wars. And then what? I want you to put it on the chalkboard of all of your fancy meetings that you go into with your $3,000 suits. And then what? You sacrifice how many more children? And then what? The audacity that you've been given such life, and this is what you do with it. Squalor. And so, thus then, dear lighted ones, thank you, Holy Spirit. The towers that you manifest in your life are for your realignment, because you have not allowed yourself to heed spirit. Sometimes towers come in just a split moment because things are shifting, things are moving, and your teams are going to take you for the highest and for the greatest good. Your teams have the right to override whatever is going on in your life. So if you have troubles with attachments, look at attachments. Usually towers become in your life because they're attachment issues. So look at the attachments that you have, why and how, and why are you attaching yourself to such things? And then again, sever the ties and move on, because you shouldn't be attached to anything. Ascension and growth is ascension and growth. Let go of it all. Right? You're here to be a higher vibrational person, and just know that when you look at after the fact that you've had a tower, just say homelessness. When you look after the fact, and then you've got yourself into a smaller home, maybe you've had to reduce, right? But you've gone a few years being homeless. When you look back after those tragedies and those experiences occur, you see the very reason and how much you've grown as a better spiritual, soulful person. You've seen that you've had more contact with Source Creator and the light ships and all of the beings that love you. You've had more greater communion with Gaia that you didn't have before. So you've actually rebuilt yourself in so many more multidimensional ways than if you had have stayed in your house that's been filled with nothing but stuff, because you're a hoarder, because you can't let go of things, because you're not learning the soul's lessons, because you have attachment issues, you have abandonment issues, all of these soulful issues that need to be healed. You can't move into 5D with all these issues and all this weight. Can you allow yourself to whatever beliefs you have, just surrender it to Source Creator and your angels? Say, I don't want to carry this anymore. It's not serving me, right? So your towers are there to give you time to self-actualize what is really going on and why did the tower have to occur. You know, there was a part of your ego that said, oh, I'm going to drive this, and it's not the ego that's driving the ascension pathway. It's not. Your spirit is. So surrender to your spirit and your higher self every day. Your higher self always will align those tower moments to align with your soul's blueprint. So if you are out of alignment of your soul's blueprint and your higher self has said, in this lifetime, these are the major themes that we want to experience and we want to explore, then these are the things that we will experience and we will explore. And if you're refusing it because you're in the lower vibrations of addictions, you're in the lower vibrations of not healing your wounds, you're in the lower vibrational addictions of competition and winning against all of those are low vibrational karmic energies, and you keep you on the karmic cycle, and you're not doing the healing. Therefore, thus then you will have a tower so that you can actually look at your healing. And you will sit and you will look at it, however it needs to be, whether it's an accident, whether you're becoming immobile, whether you're going to jail, whatever it takes for you to sit down and look at what's going on, you're going to sit down and look at what's going on. Because your soul's evolution is paramount. It does not. It will not ever, ever be. The importance of your ego stuff will never trump the soul's progression, ever. And everybody's forgotten that. And the core reason of every issue on earth right now for humanity is because there is no alignment to anything higher than selfishness and ego. There is a planet filled with distractions. There is a planet filled with misguidance and misoperations and misunderstandings of God and energy. And there are absolutely countless covens and people that inaccurately and abuse energy with the guidance that is false and wrong and bringing nothing but negative karma. Energy is energy, equals MC squared. It will come back and return to you. These are universal laws and nobody will escape it. There's no light worker doing anything to you. These are the universal laws. You are a universal being. And the lower vibrational church and state laws and the rules are not working, and they're all corrupt. There needs to be people in the place of your systems and your judicial systems that will not take the bending and the swaying of politicians or the under the table payments or the swaying back and forth so that innocent people are put behind bars while the pedophiles walk the streets.